Hello everyone, I'm Robs with the Smith of the Black channel here, Ticker Talker, and we got a Thursday. So let's take a look at what we got. So we always want to do is why I start this way is breaking it down to the broader averages. I'm telling you where you want to be and why, right? So here you can see the SPY gaps up and then it just kind of sits here, right? So if we go to 60, you can see this, right? What's the new 60 doing? So you can see opens, goes into the highs. So what we were looking for was to take out the highs here this weekly. 425.46. We go to 425.53. And what that does is it completes the broadening formation, right? You got your new low. Now you got a new high. So at the end of the day, we can draw a line back from here. Let's get the big cursor going. From here to these highs, right? Because these, this week, including Friday here, becomes an outside bar of all that, right? Does. So there's your outside week, then go into the highs. Then it stalls out, right? So we know that when you come back, racing back through a previous range, very important. You can see a boom, right? And then yesterday, stall them out a little bit, freak them out, and then gap it up and now sit. So SPY really not doing much. So what we've known is that SPY now is back green on the month, but not really that green for this late in the month. You know, green is green, I'll give you that. But we want things that are really moving. So if you go to QQQ, a little bit different, right? We've known about this too. Where do you want to be? I'm like, I want to be where the bright green is. 2 up by taking out the previous high, 2 down by taking out previous low, and then boom, here. So Q's still going, albeit stalling out just like with the market as we're going into new highs. We call that exhaustion risk, right? You don't have any pivots to take out, which means the buyer's got to keep stepping up, right? Otherwise we drop back in. So you can see here, now potentially an inside 60. We just got the new 60. We had that outside 60 here, and if you go to the 30, you'll see this. Here, poke down, and then boom into the highs, right? So you can see this, the lower low, higher high. That's your broadening formation. That's your outside bar on the 60. Now, on the 30, we want to see if we can take this out, right, and start to retrace a little bit. If we go to the Dow Jones diamonds, and now for something completely different. Red on the month, right? It's still back into the range, so it hasn't taken that out. Handily an inside week, right? So the diamond's a little bit different of a story. Now you had an inside day, and then you gap up. Now you're just kind of sitting here. If we go to the 60, you're going to see this. Inside 60. So either side of this range gets my attention because it gaps up, runs, then goes inside, then inside, right? Both couldn't take out the higher highs or the lower lows in here. So I want to know in the next hour, what does this do? Above 341.29 or below 340.87? Right now, things staying a little firm, albeit sideways. So then we want to break it down to the sectors and see who's doing what. So we've got SMH doing this. And remember, this was our reversal on the daily. The 2 down by taking out the previous low, stop them out. 2 reversal, 2 continuation, 2 continuation. Now trying to come up through here, and if that works, right, that reclaims the highs of last month. Right, over 250.07. Also, we had an outside week last week and potential outside week. Once this goes green on the week here, now we're looking to take this high out and go outside week, broadening formation. So stalling out just a tad. You can see on the 60 here. Maybe you get an inside 60, or you get to corrective activity below here, 254.37. But right now, still looking to complete that. If we go to like AMD. And AMD, you can see here, taking out last week's highs, 3-2, outside week to the upside. Here, hammer counter shooter month, right? But now coming in a little bit off the 60, right? We've got this counter activity off the 60. So we want to be able to see if we can take this high out next hour. So you guys be patient. Everybody's like, I got to trade right now. I'm like, no, you don't. All right, you can wait. But if you can take out 86.64, then you can have my attention, right? In another hour. And that also tells you to look at Xilinx. And Xilinx with the AMDs, similar patterns right here and coming in a little bit. SMH, let me see how that's doing. SMH still holding itself, so you've got, more stuff in there like SWKS, Here, still holding strong. Still inside on the month, but taking all this weekly stuff out here. Corvo, here, still an inside week, so you're being aware of that. And so many of these things experiencing corrective activity here. SMH itself holding so far, so we'll see. If we go to TTD, and TTD having a nice day. And what have we been talking about all month? All the RevStrat months. What's that? That's an inside month here. Pokes down, and then boom, coming back through. Here, TTD kicking in over 73.58 and having a nice little day. As you can see, right as it did that, kept going, right? Real nice day here. Been higher in the past. That's what we like. Come back to the previous range. So you can see how much higher it's been, right? But for right now, for the rest of the month on that, just like we're seeing in so many things. If we go to Tesla, and Tesla, still got some room to take out that month, but getting a little closer, right? Had a nice couple of days here since that inside day 2 days ago. And there it was. And this is what we look for, the outside day by taking out both sides. The inside day, this means that they're getting more aggressive. They're willing to pay up and sell down. They meet in an equilibrium. Boom, buyers take over. And off she goes. Now stalling out a little bit on that 60. We'll see if we can get it set up again as it goes 2 down on the 30. So we'll see if that sets up again. If we go to W, and W, once again, what we look for is once you take out one side of the previous range in the upper middle, and then you go green and start coming back through, we're looking for an outside bar because we know that that phenomenon exists, right? It does. Now that's a 3. That's an outside bar. Nice push here. A little fast, but you hear inside 30. The up, the sideways, the measured move to give you the outside weak. And if that works, seeing if you can come up on this. 332 get my attention here on this because that would be the inside bar, the poke down, the RevStrat coming back to previous range, and you can see all these highs to come back through, so we can keep an eye on W for the rest of the month, even though we're running out of month. If we go to ALGN, and ALGN here on the daily, see this? The inside day, couldn't take out the highs or lows, poke down, boom, RevStrat data come ripping back through this stuff. And if that works, reconfirms here. The 2 up by taking out the previous high month, the 2 down, and then boom, here. Over 611, you see? So if this works, it's going to reconfirm that, right? Always want to know that. And anytime that 60 is green, all these things are green, you got full time frame continuity to the upside. Every reason to believe that's going to work. If we go to KLDO, and KLDO having a nice little day here, and coming in here a little bit on that 30. We'll see if this stays inside on the 30. Coming back to the previous range, has been higher in the past. We like that. And as it comes up here, you can see this monthly. Slight lower low, and then boom, as soon as it takes out 805. That's good. Now we'll see if that goes inside in the 30 for you. If you go to Peloton, all right, and Peloton stalling out a little bit here after a nice push on the opening. We've seen a lot of this stall out after the opening moves, so you always want to be aware of that. But once again, all of these things we've talked about all month, the inside month, the poke down, the RevStrat month, still in force. Now a little corrective activity, so we can see if that sets up again. If we go to PayPal, another thing we want to look for is on a Thursday is like the things that haven't made lower lows all week on the daily. That's PayPal. Inside day, then inside up, up, right? Hasn't made any lower lows on the daily at all, right? That's something I'd want to know about because what that tells me is that there's been aggressive buyers in there all week, right? And they're still there, and you still have that monthly 2 down, 2 up, and you got some more room to take out the highs all the way up at 309.14. See if that can go inside 60 for us. If we go to Twitter, the 2-2 month, 2 down, 2 up, still good. Once again, like I just said, right, when you come in on a Thursday and you see, look, inside day, Boom, 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 boom. No lower lows on the daily. That tells us we've got active buyers in there this week, right? That's something I'd want to know about. It's also Thursday, so we got natural gas, natty gas coming out here. UNG or whatever if you were going to trade the futures, right? Nice little mover here. You got your initial spike, comes in, and I believe it goes here on the 30. There you go. There's your inside 30. So if you're trading those, you can pull up those nat gas futures on a Thursday, just like we have oil on Wednesday. Been watching the guns. Still no lower low on the guns either on the daily. SWBI still going. The outside week to the upside. We're looking to take out these highs. We got it. Now we'll see if that goes. How's our GR doing? Our GR's not as fortunate, but we'll see. Dow Jones diamonds take that 60 to the upside. Woo, cat tractor. So here, this is why we watch those inside 60s. Boom, right here, as soon as it took this out. 341.29. You can see this cat tractor spiking here. Cat, what's going on here? Somebody thinks they know some house deer. There's cat. Cat doing some spiking here. Before it was Boeing was leading the charge over there, but we'll see. If we go to FVRR, Fiverr, still going. No lower low on the daily, the Rev Strat month. Inside, then down, then poking back, right? So these are things that you want to look for because they're telling you exactly what they're doing. If you go to Billy Baru, BILI, once again, that same monthly pattern. Inside, then down, then up. If we go to Docu, and Docu, the inside month, the poke down, the boom, coming through this. Now we're looking to go out to the new all-time highs. Slight takeout on the 60. So looking if we take this 60 high out in the next hour, that's something would get my attention. No lower low on the daily this week, right? That tells you have buyers in there. That's what you want to look for. Things that have buyers in there. If you go to Spotify, and Spotify, here's what you look for. The 2 up by taking out the slight higher high, the 2 down, boom. And if this works, these 3 days are going to take this out. Inside month, down here, above 258.60, right? Did it. So you got that for the rest of the month. If we go to FSLY, and FSLY, still inside of the month. But because we're seeing so many of these things kick in, I'd keep an eye on this because this is an inside month and this is down to see if it's got the power to go up to 63.99. You got a little more room on that. And you are also inside weak to the upside, FSLY. On the downside, we've got the REITs coming in, EQIX, having all sorts of trouble here and coming in, taking out last week's lows. That's a reversal, 2 up, 2 down, right, to come back in. So having some issues there as EQIX. Casey's General Store. Also, you can see this, lows of the month with market going to the highs. Is that a problem? It is. So we'll see. You can see this outside 60, then bam, right here, back through the previous range. See if that sets up. Utilities still having problems here. Going to the lows, inside month and down for the years. So risk on, defense off. LVS also having issues here. Going to the lows of the month with the market on the highs. That's something I'd want to know about. Union Pack, trannies, still having some problems. That's a 2-2 day down. So the corrective activity was like this. And now 2 up, 2 down coming in, taking out last month's lows. Still an inside week, so I'm not sure how much we get out of that. Looks like I'm running out of time again. So most importantly, just keep looking for those things that I'm showing you because that's what you want. That's how you pick up on who's buying, who's doing what, as opposed to saying, I think this chart looks good. No, here's where they're buying, here's where they're selling. All right, that's what you want to know. All right, it's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith. This is Mr. Black Channel here at Ticker Taco Strat Time Report.